Welcome to a video from synthesizer.com. This is my new sound collection for the Korg Multi. This is the Prophet-5 collection. This is 65 performances, and we've got what, 61 programs, giving us what, 126 programs and performances for the Multi, all modelled on the classic Prophet-5. For this, I've used the template, the Prophet-5 template on the Multi to give it an authentic feel, and I've also modeled some of the presets from the Prophet-5 as well. I actually used the Cherry Audio Prophet 10 as a reference, so it's not modeled exactly on a Prophet-5, because I haven't got one here, but I have tried to recreate those presets and some brand new sounds, all using the Prophet-5 features on the Multi, and a couple of extra things that I've thrown in as well. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate the performances and show you how I made the sounds as well. So it's a bit of a sound tutorial as well. All the performances contain multi-layers. Most of them have got 3 or 4 layers, and all the layers are saved separately. That's the programs as well. To import them into your Multi, just get the pack from me. You can buy it from digitallifestyle.com. Link in the description. You download the zip file, unzip the file, and you'll find the Multi set, which you can import through the editor. So you can go through here and go to File, and if you go to Librarian, you go to File and Import, and you can import that file. Right, let's get on with some of these. So what I've done, I've got some ones I've made up here. These Prophet 10 ones I've made up, and all these other ones here are all just sounds that I've made using those templates, following the sort of the guide of Prophet-5. These section here, these one, I've done most of bank 1. In fact, I've done all of bank 1, all of bank 2, most of bank 3, and some 4, 5, and 7 as well. Just picked out the ones I like best. These ones are meant to be a reproduction of the original, which I think I've got pretty close. So there's no effects on these, so when I'm demonstrating them, they're not going to sound as big and vibrant as perhaps some of the other ones which I've created, which do use delays and choruses and reverb. But I wanted to recreate those original raw sounds. You, of course, can go into them and start putting those effects on, and you'll hear the difference. I might just demonstrate some of that. But anyway, let me demonstrate some of these. I'm going to go through in the order that they're on here as well. Most of them, many of them have got chaos support. Many of them use the mod controls and poly aftertouch as well. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate probably the complex one, the one I started with at the beginning, and this is the sequence performance. So obviously no sequence on the Prophet 10, but I've used the multi-poly sequencer to build up this layer 1, and it's a good example. So I'm going to turn all the layers down. All the layers are controlled with the mod controls, and on one layer I've got this brass sound, which is controlled by the chaos. So you can hear that. Find the right layer. So here you can hear that brass sound, and you've got the chaos, which controls the filter and the resonance. Then on the first layer, we've got this sequence. So you can see I've used the Prophet-5 template, and I've created this sequence using the motion sequencer. So you get this idea that you've got 4 oscillators, and 2 of them are playing all the time, and 2 of them come in at various points, and you can see the levels on there. And if you didn't know, the trick on this as well to do with new motion sequencing like this is the envelopes are triggered by the step pulse, which is why the envelopes can be controlled. Which is why the envelopes are re-triggering all the time. It's because they're controlled by the step pulse. Okay, that's one layer of that, wasn't it? And then if we go to another layer, which will be layer C, which is like kind of that ratchet type effect, where some of the sequence parts, some of the tempo is subdivided down, so you can achieve that by going through the sequence time lanes and see some of them are set to 16, some are set to 32. So it's not quite ratcheting, but it's close to it, and I'll perhaps do a separate video on that. Anyway, so that's that kind of effect I've got on there. And then the final layer is not for Prophet, but it's actually using this kind of Tangerine Dream style, and I used the digital wavetable to get the. And here you can see it's being triggered by the step sequence, and every now and again this extra one will kick in because it's got a probability of 22. There you go, you can hear it kicking extra, so that gives it that full effect. And then so when you put all the layers on, so there you go. That's that sequence. That's not quite a strict basic Prophet, is it? But you get the idea. That was a nice bit to do. Okay, I'll go on to some of the sounds I did run on the Prophet. This is a Mallet layer pad. So the Prophet 10, 2 Prophet 5s. So we can do 2 layers with this one. So we've got the Mallet part, and we've got the slow pad part. So the slow pad, and then the Mallet part. So the sequence is off and there's no motion sequence on there, but yeah, so you can play it like this. So you get that nice effect in there. You could stick the arpeggiator on and you get a bit more of an effect. So that's quite a nice effect. So that's Prophet layer pad, another Prophet 10 one. So that's a nice split sound. And another one of the splits is the sequence split that I did. So we've got a slow pad, and then the bass section, which you can control through the mod controls. So there's that sequence. So you can hear that sequence driving that pattern on. It's quite a harsh, driven sound on there. Here's another split one. Here's another split. And that one is using that dark, I call it dark PWM Bas. So it's the pulse width modulation on there you can hear. So I'm not driving the amp particularly hard, it's just the pulse width modulation giving that effect. And then we've got a nice filtered with a bit of sort of resonance on there. And then we've got the nice brass sound on there if you're going through the filter. So now onto some of the presets. Remember, these are dry as well. I'll click the effects on so you can have a listen. So this is a Prophet 5 classic brass sound. Remember, no effects on any of these. What I have done is I've added the effects level to mod 4. I've not done that for all the presets, but I just wanted to give you as an example. So this is the classic sort of But if I put some of the effects on, see, it does make a difference when you put the effects on. Preset 2 is low strings. You notice you get the note stealing there. That's because I set the max notes as 5. Well, that's part of the template. So if you don't want that, you can just change it. But I wanted to recreate that feel. And when you play it with the limitation of the 5 notes, it actually sounds different. So that's why I've done it. There's a muted clav. Again, nice and dry. We've got the Perc Piano, which I liked. Then we've got Perc Piano. Which I think would be really nice with sort of a bit of chorus on there. So let's flick on. I can't resist it. Let's put a bit of chorus on there. Some delay. I've recreated these by using the Sherry Audio Prophet 10 as the template. Done it by ear, and also I can see from the how the oscillator routed. And actually, I learned quite a bit, especially doing the presets, how the presets, especially when it comes to cross modulation. So we might see some of those. Then we've got flutes. A nice flute sound, using a single oscillator on that one. Trumpet Flute, which is using 2 oscillators. You hear that LFO on the flute there. So this is filter mod. It's kind of got that almost distorted feel, and that's because we're using cross modulation between the oscillator 1 and 2. It's exactly how the preset was done in audio rate. So the Prophet 5 can have oscillator 2 modifying or cross modi oscillator 1, and you can have it in oscillator 2 in LFO mode, or you can have it in normal audio rate. So that's, I've done it with the audio rate one there to get that effect. Harpsichord. This one is Harpsichord. A really nice sound. Again, it would benefit from effects on there, but that's exactly how the original was, or in my opinion anyway, just by ear. We've got sync. I've got some other sync examples later where I've really made most of the sync, but this is one of the presets. This is a really nice preset. It's a bit dark compared to what I created, not based on the templates actually, not based on the factory sets, but anyway, that is the preset version of it. You'll hear the other ones later. Bit of organ. Bit of click on there, which you could do with the just drop the envelope down slightly to get rid of it, but I think that's the intention with the original. Again, no presets, no effects on here, but what it would benefit to is maybe a bit of rotary on it. So it already sort of improves that sound. Unison Glide. That release is good, isn't it? Harmonium. Nice sort of square wave type sound. Organ with resonance. You need that sort of zappy sound to get on there as well. Toy piano. And that actually it's really nice sound, that, especially if I put a bit of delay and reverb on there. Reed organ. It's actually quite a good passable reed organ. Brass in fifths. So yeah, the brass is playing in fifths, and that's because we've got that oscillator 2 transpose up. Nice sort of brass sound there. Pipe organ. A lot of organs in the factory presets, aren't there? This one's Sync 2. There's a couple of electric pianos on here. And high strings. And you can hear the 5-note limitation on there. Like I said, you can turn it off, but that's what I was going for. Octave Saw. Octave Saw. Release repeat. Nice resonant filter on there. Delay harmonics. There you can hear the extra harmonics kicking in as you hold the notes down. A bit of click on there. You could just slightly touch that envelope down ever so slightly. So the way to get that effect as well, that sort of fading in, and the way that effect, that harmonic cuts in, is actually quite an interesting technique as well. If I've been doing it by ear, I think I would have probably just controlled the level of oscillator 4 to fade in. But that's not how it's done on the Prophet. Or certainly using the Cherry Audio one anyway. The way they did it was they used the pulse width modulation on 0%. So it starts on 0%, and then, which is inaudible, and then as the pulse width increases, you can hear it. and that's the technique they use for that. So that's a nice technique actually, and so it kind of fades in, but it's actually using pulse for it to fade in. So a good technique to know for sound design. PWM with mod. That's doing PWM modulation on the oscillator one. So it's a single oscillator, that one. Slow sync sweep. You can hear it kicking in. That's a nice effect, that one, isn't it? There's a pitch envelope. The on the Prophet, it's using the filter envelope to do that same thing. Actually, I used the pitch envelope; it was already sort of virtually wired up. Got a set in fourths. Just quite like that one, and then bells. One of the harder ones to recreate, actually, although it sounds very simple. So this one is echo repeat. Again, no effects on there. So to get that repeat sound, it's using the filter LFO. And you can see here the filter is the filter LFO speed is affected by the note number. So when you get higher up, you get the faster filter, and lower, get the slower one. That was just how I recreated it, and that was the effect that the Prophet had. It's a nice brass sound. And this one definitely would benefit from a bit of a nice chorus on it. So it sounds like you get an echo on there, some delay, but again it's being controlled by the filter LFO. It's all sort of strings, so it has got a fairly decent attack on it. And EP2. This is EP2. Which has got a nice, almost Wurlitzer type EP. Okay, so that was the presets that I chose to recreate. These ones now are the ones that I've just done from listening to the Prophet 10 and just using the templates and creating some of my own ideas as well. These have got effects on. Then we've got a classic lead sound. So this is classic sing. I was saying earlier on, this is a lot brighter than the factory preset one. So this is dark PWM. Nice deep sound on that one. This is electric piano. But with some effects on it, so I've put, unlike the preset, it's got some effects on it, I put some chorus on there. Another fake delay one. And this is designed to be used with the arpeggiator as well. So here's another one, LFO control one. This one's the LFO Pad, and the LFO is controlling the tuning to get that effect. It's doing a vintage chorus as well to give you that bit of a sort of vintage feel. Some mallets. A nice mallet type sound, and you could soften it up by using the envelope intensity. Nice 80s brass sound. So nice, another brass one. And then we've got Prophet-5 organ, and you can control the speed through the mode control. So that's unison brass sound. A piano, so not an electric piano, just an old piano. Doesn't really sound like a piano, but it's got a nice sound. A pitch brass, I used a pitch envelope for the brass. So a bit, so get pitch envelope on there, and a pluck sound. Pure brass, so nice. Pure brass is a nice synth brasser. So a bit pulse width modulation controlled by the chaos. So you can control the resonance and the filter on there. Nice low bass sound. Using pulse width modulation to get that effect. And a pulse width lead. And a resonant bass. Yeah, resonance on there, that's good. And a slow pad. And slow strings. A soft brass. Template is the one I use to base all these on. So there's a built-in template already for the Prophet. It didn't quite have what I wanted on it when I was building these, so I tweaked that and resaved it as my own template. It just makes it slightly easier when you're working on sets to have a template to go off. We've got a Unison Lead. And you can hear that resonance on there. And we've got a vintage pad. There's a stereo chorus and a vintage sync. I like that one. So that's the set of performances. You can get them from digitallifestyle.com. You can get them from our store by. There's two sets available. There's a free set, which has got a cut down version, and then full set with everything in, with what we're talking 127 items in there. So by buying the full set, you're supporting digitallifestyle.com and supporting me to do more of these sound packs. So I hope you appreciate those. I hope you like those. Please let me know in the comments what you think of them. Let me know what you think of the presets. I didn't have a Prophet-5 here to replicate. I probably could get better if I did. If someone wants to lend me one, that would be great. But I used the VST and I used a bit of YouTubing as well to try and get the feel of it. Now, I hope you like those. It's the first time I've put sort of factory presets recreated there dry as well. I hope you like the other ones as well. So thanks for watching this video. You can find out more on digitallifestyle.com. I'll see you on the next video.